So in this video I will going to show you how to design if-else logic. Before that I want to tell you, in last 4 2 days some users made subscribe and also some made some comments so on my channel. So I want to say thanks to them all. So let's start today's video. To design if-else logic or develop the if-else logic, you require some blocks. So some blocks you require 2 3 constants block, 2 3 constant blocks. Okay, so you can add the block by using this. You have to just double click and you have to write the name which block you want, like that. There is another way to add the blocks. You have to go to this library browser. Just click on this library browser and then select which block you want. I want this constant block. Just click and drag from here, so then block will be added. So you can in this way also you can add the blocks. So I need one switch block also, required one switch block. uh, so I will connect this constant output to here, then I will connect this to here, and then this constant output to the here. And for output purpose I need one display block. So this is a display and I will connect to here. So now I am designing the if-else logic. So I need threshold value, so I write the threshold value as a 3. Okay, see how this will work. If condition is true, if this input is greater than 3, then this will be the my output. If condition is false, then this will be the my output in this way. So here I'll write as a 0. If condition is false, then I want output as a 0. Now I will run this model. So definitely my output will be the 0 because input is 1. Input this 1 is not greater than 3. So my final output will be the 0. Let's check, run and check. See, my output is 0. So my output is 0 because condition is not true. So now I will change this 1 to 4. So now my output will be the 1 because condition is true. 4 is greater than 3. Yes. Say then this will be the my output. Let's check. See, this 1 will be the my output. So in this way you can design the if-else logic. But this is for testing purpose only. But how to use in real-time application, that I will show you. For real application, you have to remove these blocks. This is for testing purpose. Instead of this constant block, you have to add here input block. Add inputs, connect. Okay. I will give the name for this event 8 sensor 1. I will remove this also. I will connect this to here. This will be my sensor 2, and instead of this I will take another input. This is my conditional input. So I will write here event 8 temperature, temp temperature. Okay. And here instead of display I will write output. So this will be my event 8 output. Event 8 output. Okay. So now I will use the data types. For data types, you have to go to you have just double click on this input signal, then go to the signal attributes and select data type. Now I want to eventate data type, apply and OK. Same thing for this, go to the signal attribute, select eventate, apply, OK. Same thing, go to the signal attributes, select data type as a eventate, apply, OK. And for these also I want as a eventate, apply, OK. Eventate. For output also I want as a input data type as a eventate, apply, OK. So this is the real application. We'll run and check it's working or not. Yes, it's working. So this is the real application. Now I will show you how to generate the code, and after generation code how it will look like the code, that I will show you. For generation code, just you have to click on this button, that build model. After clicking, it will take some time, some minutes or some few seconds. So see, the process is going on. It will take some few minutes. You have to wait for some time. Once code is generation, then report. Once code is generated, then this code generation report will be appear in front of you. See, this is the code of your model. Whatever you design now, that model code is look like this. See, our logic is here. Our logic is here. What you first condition, if temperature, UN temperature is greater than 3, then you want output is equal to this sensor one. Same logic is here. You can check. If temperature is greater than 3, then output is equal to sensor 1. Output is equal to sensor 1. Else output is equal to sensor 2. Else output is equal to this sensor 2. See here. Else output is equal to sensor 2. You got? If temperature is greater than 3, then output is equal to sensor 1. Otherwise, output is equal to sensor 2. See, if temperature is greater than 3, output is equal to this sensor 1. If temperature is less than 3, then output is equal to this sensor 2. See here. This is our logic. I hope you understood the ePILS logic, how to generate ePILS logic in Simulink. If you like the video, please thumbs up. So thanks to all. Thanks.